Hey, it's Sam. Today we're going to run through probably my top 8, 9, 10 favorite yoga poses, ones that we can do every day that don't require much props or much effort. We can do them anywhere, anytime. If you're looking to start a yoga practice, I feel that these are the most important and you get a full, well-rounded practice. So when you're ready, let's get started. So we're going to run through about 10 poses that you can do every day. Won't take much time. If you've got a yoga mat, fantastic. If you've got some blocks, great. But if you don't, it's no dramas. We're just going to try and hit every part of the body. Probably my top 7, 8, 9, 10 poses that I think everyone should do to start a yoga practice. So first, of course, is the humble balasana, or child's pose. So resting on the top of the feet, 2 big toes to touch, knees are slightly wider. And what we do is start to walk the arms out and rest in the space between the eyebrows down onto the mat. So in the yoga practice, the child's pose is your chance not only to find your breath, it's also a chance to ground down. We touch the third eye center down onto the earth. It's our way of letting the body know that we've made it, we've arrived onto the mat. Not only is it stretching out the top of the foot and the front of the ankle, which is very, 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 very important. We spend a lot of our time just walking or standing. So the foot's always in dorsiflexion. We never really get this plantar flexion of the ankle, so super important. Getting a nice stretch through the front of the knees, a little bit of compression through the hip flexors. If you extend the arms out a little longer, you'll find some length through the side waist and the ribs. The spine will naturally decompress. Beautiful pose to start any yoga practice. You can stay there for maybe 1, maybe 2 minutes and slowly make your way up. And it's super important to balance out that plantar flexion of the ankles. We'll come to a toes pose, so we'll tuck the toes under. We'll sit back onto the heels. And this is great to stretch out the bottom of the foot. We call it fire toes pose, and you'll feel why in a moment. But it forces us to sit upright. So it's really hard to sit slouched when you're in this position. So shoulders will naturally roll back. You'll be able to draw the belly in towards the spine a little more. You can rest the palms down and face them up. Now this pose is a great example of when it's really important to use the breath to not immediately come out of something that's uncomfortable. So in life we'll always find points that are tight, that are tense, that situations where we want to come out of. We use the breath to try and override that fight or flight response. You find there's not too many situations in life that a nice, calm pattern of breath can't get you out. The bottom of the feet are absolutely going to start to fire up. Stay in this pose for maybe 1, maybe just 1 minute. The breath's nice and steady, nice and calm. We're ready to come out of this pose. The absolute crowd favorite, downward facing dog. So we tuck under the toes, send the hips up and back. As soon as you get that pedal out through the feet, so that is absolutely going to undo all that tension in the feet that we've just got from the fire toes pose. Walk out the feet. You can crack out the toes if that's what you like to do. It's more important to try and find a long spine in downward facing dog rather than long legs. So if you push away from the floor, biceps right forward, triceps back, the ears are in line with the biceps. You bend the knees as much as you need to allow the tailbone to really tilt up towards the sky. Last but not least, we soften the traps away from the ears. So we never want to wear the shoulders as the earrings, so we soften them away. We're getting strength and stability through the arms and shoulders. We're getting a length through the spine. We're getting a stretch through the hamstrings and the calves. draw the belly in towards the spine, we're getting a little bit of stability through the core as well. So from downward facing dog, we're going to make our way to warrior one. So just one standing pose each side. We're going to get there through a tiger curl. So if you just walk your left foot to the center of the mat, the inhale will reach the right leg up and back behind us. So we use the whole length of the inhale to get the leg up there. Try and keep the hips square. We don't want the right hip rolling over and higher than the left. So keep the hips square. Lift up a little higher on the left toes. Start to draw the right knee in towards the chest. Keep pushing away from the floor. Roll the shoulders forward with all that beautiful space. You step the right foot between them. Come up on the fingertips. Soften the hips down. You can wiggle the right foot a little more to the right hand side of the mat. The left foot a little more to the left hand side. And from here we ground down the back heel. So the left toes, we want them facing up towards the top left hand corner. So they're more on a 45-degree angle. That way we can work to pull the left hip forward. Find a nice square set of hips. So if you take your hands to hips, we want left hip and right hip in line. Draw the belly into spine. Keep the shoulders nice and soft to start to reach the arms up towards the sky. So it may not look like much from the outside looking in, but if you're constantly working to refine or maybe make the pose a little deeper, a little lower, it's one of the hardest yoga poses you'll ever do. We work towards a 90-degree angle in the front leg, which unfortunately is a lot lower than perhaps we think it is. We stay grounded through the outer edge of the back foot, but again the left foot, which is the back foot in this case, it's facing up towards the top left-hand corner, so it's almost at a 45-degree angle. That's going to really help to pull the back hip forward. We seal the pose by maybe gazing up towards the palms, seeing the thumbs with our eyes, softening a little lower, reaching the arms higher. Take one last breath in. Exhale, we'll take both hands to the mat. We'll roll onto the left toes. Push away from the floor, pick up the right foot, step straight back to downward facing dog. Once we get there, quick pedal out. We'll start on the other side, we walk the right foot to center. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Keeping hips nice and square, draw the knee into chest. Push away from the floor, lift everything as high as you can up off the mat with all that space. The left foot steps between them. Come on the fingertips, soften the hips. Wiggle the left foot over, wiggle the right foot a little wider. Right toes at 45-degree angle, square the hips, start to reach the arms up. So you can start with hands on hips, so that way you know whether the hips are squared towards the front of the room or not. So once you find what you would consider nice and square, belly draws in, you start to reach the arms up. Now both sides are not even, especially when we talk about the pelvis, so it's not likely that both sides are going to feel exactly the same. That's completely normal. Just keep softening through the shoulders, so the shoulder blades descend down the back while the arms ascend. We find as much lift and extension through the arms as we soften into the left knee a little bit. Keep drawing the belly in towards the spine, so we want a long spine. If you start to feel this dumping into the low back, then just take your whole torso forward a little more. It's more beneficial to find a long spine. Take a breath in. Exhale, we soften low. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, hands to mat. Roll onto right toes, push away from the floor. Pick up the left foot, step it back. We've had a little bit of integration. We've done a standing pose, we've worked the core through the tiger curls. We're going to make our way down onto our belly through the most important back bend. Before we get there, we're going to come through Chaturanga Dandasana. So take a breath in, big sigh out, and we'll slowly start to roll forward to a high plank. When you arrive, shoulders stack on top of the wrist, biceps wrap forward. There's that slight pushing away from the floor, so we have the rounding through the upper back. We want the hips just as high as the shoulders, inner thighs working towards each other, and the glutes are engaged. And before we lower down, we have to make sure we lean forward. So we come up high on the toes, maybe we rest just on the big toenails, shoulders move in front of the fingertips. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows lower halfway. chaturanga. Elbows squeeze in towards the body, belly's drawing in, inner thighs are squeezing. Take one last breath here. Exhale, lower all the way down. Let the head rest on the mat for a moment. Let the arms hang down by the side. And the single most important prone back bend for full back body activation is the humble locust pose or Savasana. We're going to take it a little bit differently today. So untuck the feet, toes pressed behind you, lift the chest as much as we can. And more traditional locust pose, the arms will be down by the side. Today we're going to have arms or the elbows out wide. Imagine the elbows are trying to squeeze together behind the back. So we start with little cactus arms on either side, forehead grounded down. Inhale, we lift the legs, pull the shoulder blades back, lift the chest. So full back body activation. If you feel like the chest could get a little higher, press the fingertips down, lift it up a little more. We keep the crown of the head reaching forward rather than the eyes. Keep pointing through the toes. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades back. Feel the shoulder blades hard together. That's a strong retraction. Fingers fan out nice and wide. Lift the chest a little more. Lift the feet. We're going to be here for 10. For 9. For 8. Keep the belly drawing in. For 7. For 6. Lift high. For 5. For 4. Squeeze the shoulders a little more. For 3. For 2. And 1. Down. We bend up the knee. Legs rock from side to side. Now these prone back bends really work to strengthen the posterior chain of the body. They're always best followed by a little forward fold. So if we take a child's pose, the only difference this time the knees are going to be together. We'll soften the head down to the mat and take the arms down by the side. We're trying to work the hips back on top of the heels. A little bit of length through the lumbar spine, the shoulders and arms getting a little rest. Stay in the closed knee for about 1 to 2 minutes. Simply sit back on the heels. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Soften the hips down. Shake the legs out long in front. Now if I had to choose one yoga pose to do for the rest of my life and only one pose, it would be this one. Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. So we want to get the legs nice and strong. So if you have super tight through the hamstrings and you've got a block, you can take a block underneath the knees or just bend the knees. We wiggle and adjust the sitting bones so they're nice and evenly grounded. If you imagine you're standing on the floor here, the feet want to stay flat with the toes flexed. That's going to help to activate all through the calf and the shins as well. The spine nice and long, pull the shoulders back, channel your inner Tarzan, so we open up through the heart space. Reach the arms up to sky and inhale. On the exhale, we start to take the arms and chest as far forward as we can. So rather than just dumping into the upper back and falling, we want to stay lifted. You can wiggle the sitting bones as you make your way down a little lower. Keep reaching the heart forward as much as you can. Keep reaching the hands. Maybe they find the feet. Maybe they just find the floor. But they want to be rested wherever you are. So rather than locking out through the elbows, try and find a sense of softening. Keep the toes flexing towards you. Try and keep the feet flat. And most importantly, we soften the head. Back of the neck is always one of the tightest points in the body, so with the head heavy, you can take left ear to left shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. And just rinse and repeat from side to side. Each inhale, we find a little more length through the spine, so like we're trying to take the frontal ribs down a little more. Each exhale, we soften. You can hang out here for 2 or 3 minutes. Then to counteract the pose, you come back up to a seat. Ground the hands behind the hips. Fingers can face forwards or backwards. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Bend up the knees, press the hips up towards the sky. So reverse tabletop. You want to imagine you are a tabletop here, like a coffee table, so see if you can get the hips as high as the knees. Shoulders pull back more, you're going to get a really mean stretch through the biceps, through the front of the delts, all the way through the chest. Hip flexors are lengthening, quads are stabilizing, belly's nice and soft. You can hang out here for about 20-25 seconds. When you're ready to come down, slowly soften the hips first. Extend the left leg out nice and long. Hug the right knee into chest. Lie down onto the back. And give the right knee a squeeze. I'm going to decompress the spine, and to finish off this little sequence, I'm going to find some supine twists. So the left leg's nice and long. You can take your left hand to the outside of the right knee. Take the right arm out right wide and just cross the right knee off to the left hand side of the body. We work to try and keep both shoulders on the ground. And the way the knee is falling, we take our gaze the opposite direction. If knees falling to left, gaze is off to right. Now each exhale here, we're trying to find a little more softening through the belly, trying to complete the twist from crown of head all the way down to the sacrum. The body gets lighter, you find a little more space. You could hang out in these twists all day, but maybe for you, maybe it's 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. And we come to other side and try and do it nice and low and nice and lazy. So keep the head grounded, bring the hips back to center. Bring the left knee into chest this time. Give it a squeeze with both hands at first. And we'll slowly take the left knee off to the right hand side. And wiggle and adjust the shoulders. Try and tuck the right shoulder under a little more. If you're turning your gaze over your left shoulder and you're really struggling to keep the left shoulder grounded, you can bend up the right arm and push the right elbow into the earth a little. It might help to get the left side grounded. Stay as long as you want until you feel the balance on both sides. Just bring yourself back to center. And hug both knees into chest, give them a squeeze. And last but not least, to finish off every yoga practice, roll the shoulder blades onto the back, let the arms hang down by the side with the palms facing up. Extend the legs out long, one at a time. Try and eliminate the arch in the low back, so maybe lift up the pelvis and tilt the hips under. Get as much length of the spine grounded on the mat. Allow the breath to soften. Allow the mind to still. And the eyes to close. Savasana. Thanks for practicing today, guys. Super easy practice. You can do anywhere, anytime. You can sit in the poses for as little or as long as you like. So let me know how you go. If you have any questions, you can leave comments below or you can hit me up on Instagram. Thank you.